It needs to be a church that's different from anything we've seen for the past couple hundred years. We need to be strong. We need to be powerful. We need to be different. We need to be bold. We need to be sold out to Christ. Not sold out to comfort, not sold out to prosperity, not sold out to feel good, not sold out to any of that, but sold out to Christ. And I believe that not just here, but I believe worldwide, God is sending out the call. It's time to make a choice. It's time to make a decision. You all know in Revelation, I would that you were hot or cold. But because you're lukewarm, I will spew you out of my mouth. I would say, and this is opinion, but I would say in the world today, 99.5% at least of the church is lukewarm or cold. Mm-hmm. And I believe there's a call going out for some people to make a choice and make a decision. I'm going all in. I'm going all in. And probably most of us, and I'm not pointing fingers at anybody because I'm there too, probably most of us have not gotten to that point yet where we're completely 100% all the time all in. Mm-hmm. There are times my want comes first. My pleasure comes first. My desire comes first. There are times that happens. As long as you're in the flesh, you're going to battle that. But I believe it's time to make a choice and make a decision to the best of my ability with the help of God. I'm going all in. And I believe that's what He wants, and I believe that's what He's looking for. And I'm coming back to this. That means serving Christ through the church. Or somehow, you know, Christ may have you doing something else. He may call you as a missionary and you're not in a body of believers and working that way. You're working out there. But somewhere, you've got to serve Christ. You have got to go all in and go all out. And you may think, I'm saying this because I'm the pastor of this church and I want all of you all to give everything you got to this church and do everything for this church. And I do. But not just because I'm the pastor. If I was in there, if I was just a member and held no job, no office, I'd feel the same way.
That's right.
Because I've been there and I've done it. I've given everything. Every job they would let me do, I would do because I wanted to serve God. Mm-hmm. Anything that they needed volunteers for, I volunteered because I wanted to serve God. And this is how we serve God.
That's right.
By serving the church, by serving one another. That's how we do it. And when we do that, we become a powerful church. We become a church that is so filled with love and filled with commitment and filled with compassion and filled with zeal and filled with fire that it begins to bust out of here and go out there and accomplish something. That's how it's done. And I could go on and on with this. I don't need to. I'm just going to reiterate this and I'm going to quit. Let's start out with this question and I'm going to ask it again. How many disciples we got here? Don't raise your hand. According to the definition I just gave you, how many disciples do we have? Loving Christ above everybody and everything else. Putting Him always above everybody and everything else. Taking the pain, taking the suffering, taking the aggravation, doing what you don't want to do. When you don't want to do it. Being willing to just drop everything, leave everything, give up everything. That's a disciple. I've counted the cost. And I know it's going to cost me. I've counted the cost. And I know I could have to lose everything. I know I could have to walk away from things I want to do and places I want to be. But I'm willing to do that. How many of us can say that's truly our heart? That's what it is to be a disciple. And then we got to think about this. It's good to be born again. But if you got no savor, of what value are you? You're the salt once you're born again. And it's good to be salt. But if you have no savor, what good are you doing? I'll stop. You think about it, you pray about it, you listen to the voice of the Spirit, let Him speak to you. My bottom line is this. It's time for the Church of Jesus Christ, the whole Church of Jesus Christ, every born-again child of God. But this church in particular, because this is where I am and where we are, to get busy for God.
Right. Amen.
To give ourselves to service to God by serving one another and by serving the church and by serving the lost. That's how we do it. If we are not doing these things that I read, if we are not being the way He said to be, then we cannot be a disciple. I will stop. I pray you